My name is Namsa Masugu. I think I can best describe myself as I am your continuity announcer for this morning. I'm one of the 5 commissioners of the Electoral Commission of South Africa. You will officially be welcomed to the official opening of the 25th Annual General Conference of the Electoral Commission's Forum of SADC. Let me introduce the people that are sitting in front of you. And let me begin from my immediate left, and I believe it is your right. Sitting over there is the chairperson of the Electoral Commission's Forum of SADC, the Honorable Justice Barnabas Nyamadzabo, who is also the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Botswana. Next to him is South Africa's Ms. Nosiviwe Mapisa Nqakula. She is the Speaker of the Parliament of the Republic of South Africa. Next to her is the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Mr. Msutu Miepa. And next to him is the chairperson of the Executive Committee of ECF-SADC, Dr. Elsie Nyikemba. We practice this with Elsie, but I think I need a lifetime to get it right. But don't you worry, I'll keep trying. So if I can just very briefly, for purposes of those that are not familiar with the forum has 2 sections. It's got that is run by the president. The current vice chair of ECF-SADC is the DRC. And then we have EXCO. The current chair is Namibia, and the vice chair of EXCO is currently South Africa. In the front, in the middle over here, you have all the chairs or their representatives of all the members of ECF-SADC, and they're sitting all over there. I will not go through them one by one, but I just acknowledge them. I'm not the only one. Okay. The next speaker is hopefully going to take you through the protocol. Mine is merely to open the program. Before we start, I always think that it's a good idea, just to observe a moment of silence, if you may, please. Thank you very much. Fortunately, I said it as a moment. If I said it was going to a minute, I would have said it didn't feel like a minute, but there you go. May I, at this point in time, welcome the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of South Africa, Mr. Msutu Miepa, to deliver his opening remarks. Oops. Sorry, Chairperson, I have a few housekeeping things that I have omitted to say. That is what happens if you don't begin with a moment of silence. Please remember to keep your cell phones either silent or off, preferably on silent or on vibrate. Channels for translation. We have simultaneous translation at the back. Channel number 1 is English. Channel number 2 is French. Channel number 3 is Portuguese. I'm going to say that again. Channel number 1 is English. Channel number 2 is French. And channel number 3 is Portuguese. The password for Wi-Fi, I will not announce to you because I'll be inviting you to be on your phone. And carrot and stick, right? So I will not share it now, but I'm sure all of you already have it. I'll tell you about it a bit later. And if you need facilities that are necessitated by nature, please come outside. You are going to find ushers to help you find where you need to go. Chairperson, over to you.
Dr. Masuku, is this yours? Thank you, Dr. Masuku. Me Nosiviwe Mapisa Ngakula, the Speaker of the National Assembly in South Africa, Honorable Justice Barnabas Nyamadzabo, President of the ECF-SADC and Chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Botswana, Dr. Elsie Nkembwa, ECF-SADC Executive Committee Chairperson and Chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Namibia, Chairpersons of electoral management bodies present here today, former chairpersons, CEOs of electoral management bodies, chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Home Affairs and members of that committee, distinguished guests, partners, friends, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mother City. Welcome to the vibrant city of Cape Town, a jewel nestled beneath the towering majesty of Table Mountain, a city adorned with a tapestry of cultures and histories, where echoes of democracy resound through the corridors of Parliament and the National Council of Provinces. It is here, ladies and gentlemen, in this breathtaking, beautiful city, that the roots of Electoral Commission's Forum of SADC and SADC countries were first sown. As we continue to commemorate and convene here today the 25th Annual General Conference and anniversary of the ECF-SADC, amidst the splendor of this city, let us not only revel in celebration, but also engage in a moment of earnest introspection. Our journey has been marked by milestones, and foremost amongst them is the Forum's unwavering commitment to enhancing the capacities of electoral management bodies across the SADC region. Additionally, we take pride in our role in developing the normative frameworks that underpin the integrity of elections within the region and further beyond. This occasion beckons us to celebrate, yes, but more importantly, it beckons us to reflect deeply. This is a moment we look back even as we move forward. We need to plan meticulously. We need to execute our plans very well. And we need to fortify democracies, not just within SADC. We need to go further afield. Cape Town's allure, its picturesque landscapes, and world-class attractions stand as a testament to stability bestowed upon us by our robust electoral democracy. As we look ahead to 2024, in South Africa in particular, our elections are going to demand a lot. But the region has a number of elections that we're working through at the moment. We recognize the significance of this momentous occasion. It marks for us in South Africa the 30th anniversary of our country's electoral democracy and a groundbreaking shift as independent candidates will vie for seats in the national and provincial legislatures for the very first time. When time allows, let us immerse ourselves in the beauty of the city, but also in the profound responsibility bestowed upon us. Let us network to, in fact, enhance our democracy, even as we celebrate that today. Let us use this gathering not only as a platform for celebration, as I have said, but as a catalyst for progress, a catalyst that propels us towards the future where democracy stands firm and it's rooted in our societies, in our countries, in our villages, in our homes, everywhere we live, where voices of people will echo through the ballot boxes, shaping the destinies of our nations. We welcome you. We want you to feel home. This is your home. May we have fruitful deliberations even as we spend the next few days together. May our reflections be insightful and our actions resolute in strengthening our democracies in the SADC region as a whole. Africa is a beautiful continent. Africa's people need this democracy. Let's work at it every day. Let's not tire to do good, because in due time we will reap that which we do, even as we serve. I want to call on each one of you, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to take this opportunity to reflect, indeed, from wherever you may be coming from, to reflect on the future that we all need, that the people that we serve need. I invite you to take this time in Cape Town and embark on a journey of celebration, of reflection, a journey of commitment, and a journey of serving others. May God bless our nations. May God bless our continent. And may God bless the works of our hands. I want to thank you this morning and welcome you.
Thank you very much, Chairperson of the Electoral Commission. At this point in time, I'm going to ask those that are responsible for sound to please cue the national anthems. First, the South African one, and then secondly, the African Union one. May I ask you as the audience to please rise for the two prayers. Thank you very much. You may take a seat. At this point in time, allow me to invite the President of ECF-SADC, Honorable Justice Barnabas Nyamadzabo. I invite you to the podium, please.
Thank you, Program Director. As you can see, I'm quite tall. Yes, the Speaker of the Parliament of the Republic of South Africa, the Honorable Nosiviwe Mapisa Nqakula, members of Parliament of South Africa here present, IEC South Africa Chairperson, the Honorable Musotho Moetja, Acting UNDP Resident Representative to South Africa, Mr. Gabriel Dava, if he's here, Vice President of ECF-SADC, the Honorable Dennis Kadima Kazadi, the ECF-SADC Executive Committee Chairperson and Chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Namibia, Dr. LC Nikembwa, Electoral Commission of South Africa, commissioners and staff here present, honorable chairpersons, commissioners, CEOs, senior officials from the election management bodies in the SADC region, former chairpersons who are here present, honorable chairpersons, commissioners from EMBs outside the SADC region, executive secretary and staff of the ECF-SADC Secretariat, senior government officials from Botswana and also South Africa who are here present, Your Excellencies, members of the diplomatic corps, representatives from all international organizations and partners who are here present, program director, facilitators, and resource persons who are here. Representatives from local organizations here present, the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. The Honorable Minister of the National Assembly of the Republic of South Africa, Madam Nqakula, I would like to extend a warm welcome to you for having graced this gathering. This is a momentous occasion in the ECF-SADC because we are here commemorating 25 years of the existence of our organization. We are therefore honored to have you in our midst today. I would also like to extend our sincere gratitude to the government of the Republic of South Africa for hosting this gathering and to the Independent Electoral Commission of South Africa for doing everything in their capacity to extend the highest level of hospitality to us since our arrival yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, let me also take this opportunity to welcome member commissions present here today. Honorable Speaker, we have delegations of various elections commissions led by chairpersons or their representatives, and I would request therefore that they stand when they're being called. I will start with the CNE Angola. Honorable Chairperson Angola. The Independent Electoral Commission of Botswana, Dr. Molefe Perinyana can stand. The CNE of the Democratic Republic of Congo, and also the Vice President of ECF-SADC, Dr. Dennis Kadima. The Independent Electoral Commission of Lesotho, Chairperson Mr. Moetja, Mr. Mokochane, the Malawi Electoral Commission, Justice Agachale, the Electoral Commission of Mauritius, the CNE of Mozambique, the Electoral Commission of Namibia, okay. The National Electoral Commission of Tanzania, Chairperson, the Electoral Commission of Seychelles, the Independent Electoral Commission of South Africa, Commissioner Mashinini and Love, the Electoral and Boundaries Commission of Eswatini, the Electoral Commission of Zambia, Chairperson, I saw. The Zanzibar Electoral Commission. And last but not least, the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. I saw Ambassador Kiwa. I would also like to recognize former chairpersons of electoral commissions who were instrumental in the establishment of this forum in 1998. I wish to assure them that we still acknowledge their contribution wholeheartedly and confirm to them that the forum is still here in good standing. Where they left it, we are still continuing to go forward. In this room, we have former chairpersons of Angola. Maybe I would like them to stand as I mention the countries, if they're here. The former chairperson of Angola. The former chairperson of Lesotho. Okay. The former chairperson of South Africa. Okay, I think some are on their way. The former chairperson of Mauritius. The former chairperson of Mozambique. The former chairperson of Zimbabwe. Amongst these pioneers, we have a member from Mauritius who is still with the Commission for 25 years now. And we declare that in January of this year, Mr. Abdul Ifan Rahman was recognized as the longest-serving electoral commissioner in the whole world. May I humbly, therefore, as I said, them to stand. I think they have already stood and you saw them. Let me take this opportunity to welcome all delegates to this 25th Annual General Conference, AGC, an adversary of the ECF-SADC, whose theme is striving for credible, inclusive, and transparent elections in the SADC region, innovation and renewed approaches for the future. Without preempting the symposium, deliberations are taking place tomorrow. Allow me to reemphasize that the symposium on this great theme, which shall give us a platform for information exchange towards promoting good electoral practices, drawing lessons from the developments in the electoral space over the past 25 years, as well as reflecting on the next phase of the evolution of this forum. We look forward to engaging and participating in these selected sub-themes, which include inclusive participation of youth, women, and persons with disabilities in the electoral processes, elections in the digital and social media environment, as well as leadership and sustainability in delivering credible elections. Honorable Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, the forum was established in July 1998, and this is therefore its 25th year of existence. During this period, we have been able to share learnings and strengthen electoral democracy throughout the region. This platform has been a key to supporting various member commissions to develop into leading electoral management bodies on the continent, indeed the whole world. Capacity building has been a key to our members' mandate, and we continue to enrich the staff and commissioners through peer exchanges and training. Members will recall the skills development programs that include management of democracies, of democratic elections in the Africa project, the bridge training workshops, as well as opportunities to observe elections in members of the forum. Our members also have been invited to participate in electoral activities in other regional groupings and have gained immensely from such engagements. Ladies and gentlemen, some of the key milestones that this forum is known for over the years include the following. Member commissions have invested in peer exchanges where they provide support and share expertise by regular exchanges during and between elections. In this way, peer learning has enabled members to improve and professionalize the conduct of elections in the region. Forum members have also led the way in implementing best practices through participation or initiating conferences and roundtable discussion on election or electoral-related matters, such as electoral systems and electoral legislation review, post-election assessments, and developing codes of conduct for stakeholders, as well as exchanges on political party financing. The ECF-SADC has contributed to the quality of elections management and the capacity enhancement of EMB's operations through consistent development of observer missions to countries holding elections. It has provided practical electoral expertise in support of electoral operations and processes, assisting member commissions to create platforms for knowledge exchange and peer learning between commissions and their officials. The commission or the forum has also forged strategic partnerships with the regional economic communities of Africa, the African Union Commission, AUC, guided by Article 2.3 of the ECF-SADC Constitution. The forum has established partnerships with our regional body, i.e. the SADC Secretariat, to provide regional integration, democracy, and enhance EMB capacity for credible and professional elections. The forum also works closely with the SADC Electoral Advisory Council. It has also established working relations with AU organ on political and security affairs. We are extremely delighted, therefore, that both SADC and the African Union Commission have joined us for this big celebration. The ECF-SADC has equally invested in building networks with other EMB forums or networks in the continent, and it continues to establish networks with key organizations in the election space. We are equally excited that other EMB networks have graced this occasion. Allow me to mention the ECONAT, the International Conference of the Great Lakes, the East African Community, COMESA, and the Association of World EMBs. The ECF-SADC has effectively collaborated with other international organizations to develop normative frameworks for elections. The forum collaborated with AISA to develop principles of elections management, monitoring, and observation, PEMO for short, in 2003. The two organizations have this year completed a comprehensive review of PEMO, ensuring that it incorporates regional, continental, and international best practices. The revised guidelines will be launched during this period, marking the 25th anniversary of ECF-SADC. The ECF-SADC has equally forged partnership with International IDEA to jointly carry research in the participation of marginalized groups in the electoral processes and the independence of EMBs in the SADC region. The outcome of the studies shall serve as a benchmark for learning and also improving election management in our respective EMBs and also countries in the SADC region. Additionally, the ECF-SADC has also collaborated with International IDEA to do capacity strengthening of newly appointed commissioners and also senior election officials during or through the delivery of the annual new commissioners orientation workshops since 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, you may also have noted that our emphasis is on continuous learning and improvement as a forum. This is critical as the world we operate in is also continuously changing. I recognize that this is a particularly busy period for a number of our member commissions. We note the conclusion of elections in the Republic of Zimbabwe and also the Kingdom of Eswatini in August and September 2023, respectively. We also note the recent Madagascar elections and the upcoming elections in the Democratic Republic of the Congo this December 2023. I take this opportunity to encourage all of us in our various capacities to make efforts to support these commissions in various means, including logistical and also technical support. Honorable Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, 2024 will also continue the momentum of holding elections with 5 countries in the region expected to go to the regular polls. These countries, as the chairperson of IEC South Africa has mentioned, include Botswana, Mauritius, Mozambique, Namibia, and South Africa. I'm certain that our colleagues in those commissions are well into their preparations for these polls. The mandate of ECF-SADC, as outlined in its constitution, is to primarily strengthen cooperation amongst electoral commissions in the SADC region, and also to promote conditions conducive for credible and transparent elections in the region. I must confess, however, that elections are an expensive exercise for both the forum as well as member commissions. While the forum has been able to observe and support various election activities within the region, and sometimes on a limited scale, it faces a big challenge of resource mobilization to support its mandate. There is therefore a need for the forum to continue to think of new and innovative ways of mobilizing resources to support its activities. Honorable Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I can attest that as electoral practitioners, we have to adapt to a changing world. 25 years ago, the elections were conducted under different circumstances from those of today. We therefore need to ensure that we are ready to manage elections under these changing conditions and also dynamics. As an example, the use of information communication technology, or ICT, and the use of digital and social media and the effects thereof are some of the things that we need to seriously assess and consider when executing our mandates. We need, therefore, to continue to improve our technical and digital capacities and adapt to better deliver credible elections in our own countries in view of these new tools. I'm happy that our theme for today on exploring innovation and renewed approaches for the future is very much in line with this statement. With this, a few remarks, always Program Director, I once again welcome you to this 25th Annual General Conference and Anniversary. Thank you very much for taking out time from your busy schedules to be here with us today. Thank you all. May God bless us all.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chairperson. Excuse me. When I am in Cape Town, there's a frog that visits my throat. It is becoming a fairly regular occurrence. I don't know what to blame. There's nothing to blame from here. Chairpersons that are sitting on the high table, please allow me to also add to the list. As you can understand, when you begin to acknowledge people one by one, the likelihood of you not recognizing at least one of them is very, very high. So please allow me to augment to your list as follows. I wish on your behalf to recognize members of what is called the Forum for Institutions Supporting Democracy. It's a forum in South Africa. We have the chairs of the institutions that support democracy, that are constitutional bodies amongst us. I recognize you on behalf of the chairs that are sitting over here. A round of applause for them, please. Allow me also to recognize representatives from the Association of World Electoral Bodies, that is popularly known as AWEB, that have come all the way from South Korea. We recognize you. Thank you. Allow me to recognize our partners, International IDEA. I'm not sure where they're sitting. Thank you very much. Allow me to also recognize representatives from the Electoral Institute for Sustainable Democracy, ASA. Thank you. Allow me to recognize the representatives from the European Center for Electoral Support. Thank you. Allow me to recognize representatives from the Cambridge Malaysian Education and Development Trust. Thank you very much. There's a saying, there's an adage that says it takes a village to raise a child. I am also saying that in order to run an election, it also takes a village and much more. So these are the people that we work with as election management bodies who help us to debrief and keep ourselves sane, not because anyone else is inhabiting our space in a negative way, but purely because running elections is something that requires a lot of help. I forget one other important organization without whom we would not be here, the UNDP, the United Nations Development Project. Not sure where they're sitting. Thank you. Thank you very much. I have not recognized the African Union. I saw the African Union and all the organs of the African Union are sitting over there, trying very hard to be not to be seen by anybody. But there we go. Thank you very much. At this point in time, allow me to invite Her Excellency, the Speaker of the Parliament of the Republic of South Africa, Ms. Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula, to address us, please. Please welcome her with a hand of applause. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Masuku. Colleagues, I must say that I'm freezing too here. I don't know how people are going to survive a whole day in this room. I am freezing. Thank you very much. The Honorable Justice Barnabas Nyamadzabo, President of the ECF-SADC and Chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Botswana, Mr. Mosotho Moepa, Chairperson of the Electoral Commission of South Africa, Dr. Elsie Ngikembua, ECF-SADC Executive Committee Chair and Chairperson of the Electoral Commission of Namibia, Chairpersons of electoral management bodies across the SADC region, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I think I should start by congratulating you, IEC, for a successful symposium, summit. I see that the attendance is very good. I was counting when different chairs of electoral commissions were being introduced, and I counted that almost all of them actually are here. So congratulations to you. It's not often that you get that. I mean, I've just come back from Mauritius last night. We had a SADC PF summit, a very good one. But once you say elections, it's not everybody who turns up at the summit because people are preparing for elections. So I admire the courage of the electoral commissioners of the DRC who are preparing for such a hectic election, for being here today. Chairperson, we thank you for the invitation to be part of and to address this august occasion, convened to commemorate the 25th anniversary of the Electoral Commission's Forum of SADC countries. As we gather here, we are reminded that this forum was first established during a pivotal era in our shared history as the people of the region, a time when the very fabric of our nations was undergoing profound political transformation. The 25th anniversary of the ECF is an opportunity to reflect upon the changes, challenges, and progress of electoral democracy and governance in Southern African countries since the 1990s. Over the past 3 decades, our region has witnessed significant epochs of transformation that have shaped our political landscapes and systems of governance in our various nations. As most of us will remember, the 1990s marked a turning point for many Southern African countries as we embarked on the path of democratic governance. It is a period that saw the winds of change sweeping across the region, leading to the dismantling of oppressive regimes and the establishment of national electoral systems. Since then, the peoples of the regions have continued to recognize the importance of democracy in promoting social justice, human rights, and economic development. The birth of democracy in South Africa, Mozambique, Angola, Namibia, Zimbabwe, and many others across the several SADC countries marked a monumental shift from single-party dominance to embrace of multi-party electoral democracies. Our electoral management bodies emerged as stalwarts entrusted with the monumental task of orchestrating free, fair, and transparent elections, a cornerstone of our burgeoning democratic society. Through the formation of the ECF-SADC, experiences were exchanged, training programs were offered, and collaborative efforts were made to fortify and deepen the roots of democracy in our region. Today we celebrate a quarter century of your unwavering dedication. We stand, though, at a crossroads. We face new challenges, chief amongst them being the imperative to safeguard against the erosion of electoral democracy, a plight witnessed in certain parts of our continent, and to be specific, in West Africa. The ECF-SADC stands as strong watchdog to regional democracy, charged with the responsibility of devising strategies and programs to actively shield electoral integrity and the gains we have made so far across our region. It is also through this forum that election management bodies are able to strengthen one another and learn from each other. The objectives of the forum include, I am told, to encourage the establishment of independent and impartial commissions in the region, to encourage the development of electoral laws that adhere to regionally and internationally accepted principles of election management, and to facilitate access to and sharing of experiences, expertise, research, and technological information between and amongst commissions. Chairperson, since the establishment of this forum, the region has seen numerous democratic transitions, with regular elections becoming norm in almost all of our countries in the region. Most of the nations of the region have witnessed peaceful transfers of power, allowing citizens to exercise their right to choose their leaders freely. However, it is crucial to acknowledge the challenges that Southern African countries have faced and continue to face in their journey towards effective governance. One significant challenge is the issue of political corruption, which has plagued several nations in the region. Corruption undermines the credibility of electoral processes, erodes public trust, and hampers socio-economic progress. It is imperative that governments and civil society organizations work together to combat corruption through transparency, accountability, and the rule of law. Another challenge faced by the Southern African countries is the consolidation of democratic institutions. While many countries have established electoral frameworks, it is equally important to strengthen these institutions to ensure their independence, effectiveness, and resilience. Judicial systems, electoral commissions, and civil society organizations must be empowered to safeguard the integrity of the electoral process and protect citizens' rights. Furthermore, the region has experienced socio-economic disparities that have posed a challenge to the democratic governance agenda. High unemployment rates, poverty, and inequality have strained government's capacity to deliver essential public service and fulfill citizens' expectations. In order to address these challenges, leaders must prioritize inclusive economic development, job creation, and social welfare programs that promote equal opportunities for all. Amidst these challenges, Southern African countries have also made notable progress in their pursuit of effective democratic governance. The role of women in politics has improved significantly, with more women occupying leadership positions and participating in electoral processes. This progress is a testament to the region's commitment to gender equality and the recognition of women's invaluable contributions to governance. Moreover, advancements in technology have facilitated the transparency and efficiency of electoral processes. the use of biometric voter registration systems, electronic results transmission, and voter education campaigns has enhanced the credibility of elections and increased public confidence. Embracing digital platforms for citizen engagements and feedback mechanisms has also fostered greater participation and inclusivity. Chairperson, it is important that this forum extends its support to other regions in reclaiming and revitalizing democratic governance. Accordingly, we encourage you, SADC, to work together with other regional bodies to reverse the erosion of our democracy. These bodies include ECOWAS, Network of Electoral Commissions, Association of African Electoral Authorities, the East African Community, the Arab EMB Network, and AWEB. I'm not suggesting that these are bodies which are responsible for the ills which have happened in that area. However, we believe you have a role to play. The African Union took a decision some years ago, if I may recall, that there will be no recognition of governments or countries which have taken over power through unconstitutional means, through coups, therefore. But what we are seeing now in the western part of our continent is that there are regular such events. And we believe that, of course, people will say, we're doing it for the people. We're doing it for the people. And of course, now we see that in Niger, hardly 6 months after the coup, that we are told that it is a fast developing economy. The people's needs are being attended to. The point I'm raising, it's not about the politics of that area. It is about, one, that you have done so well as SADC. You have done so well because we have not had these kinds of incidents here. Even when we insult you during election, we are unhappy with this. We are politicians. And you need to understand, we can't keep quiet. Our interest is to make sure that our numbers shoot up. So sometimes we'll be unhappy with the work you do. But to be honest, in SADC, you have conducted yourselves with absolute integrity. So even those countries which have just come from an election, such as Zimbabwe now, Swaziland, Angola last year, I think, they've come out well. There is no one who has pointed fingers at the electoral commissions. Fingers are always pointed at ourselves and other issues, which we may not talk about here. But never, we've not had people pointing fingers at you. So hence I think we should really commend you for the good work you are doing. Now, the legislatures across the region and the continent, the true representatives of our people, must continue to hold hands and work with you and other similar regional bodies, because our vision transcends borders and encapsulates the collective aspiration of an Africa where the echoes of gunfire are replaced by the chorus of democratic discourse. It's an Africa where democracy not only thrives, but serves as a bedrock for progress. a continent where the lives and economies of our people flourish. Realizing this vision will require a concerted effort from each one of us. We must foster collaboration, innovative strategies, and champion initiatives that uphold the sanctity of electoral processes. By doing so, we pave the way for an Africa that embodies the aspirations of its people, a continent where democracy is not just a word, but a lived reality. As we embark on the next phase of our journey, the next 25 years of this body, let us reaffirm our commitment to this noble cause. Let us strive to build an Africa where democracy stands tall, empowering generations to come and shaping a future where prosperity and dignity are the birthrights of every African citizen. May I also take this opportunity to express our gratitude to our stalwarts whose visionary and pioneering initiatives led to the establishment of this forum 25 years ago. Their efforts were not in vain, as they have resulted in strong and sustainable democracy in the region. Now, I'm really sorry that Anne Bregalia is not here, because I thought she would have been here. That is one person, if you're dealing with anything which has to do with elections, whether you talk amendments in Parliament, she will call you and will sit with you on the phone for an hour. and will talk to you about the do's and don'ts, that which you should never have in your electoral law, that which should guard against, and so on. And you have to listen. So, but I don't think she would have survived this cold, though. Maybe it's okay that this morning she's not here, and probably she's still coming. Now, I refer to the likes of Dr. Brigelia Pam of South Africa, the late Justice Louis Makame of Tanzania, Dr. Victor Tonchi of Namibia, Advocate Sikara Mafisa of Lesotho, Henrik Gebi of Seychelles, Abdul Rahman of Mauritius, Justice Antonia de Souza of Angola, Justice Bloya of Zambia, Justice J.Z. Musujane of Botswana, Justice Barnabas Kalaile of Malawi, Leonardo Simbine of Mozambique, Hassan Mzee of Zanzibar, Justice George Chiweshe of Zimbabwe, and Mr. Robert Twala of Swaziland. I understand that one of the activities associated with this event is to honor these stalwarts for their outstanding work. South Africa and the rest of the Southern African development community recognizes their effort. Finally, we wish our visitors, the hosts, and all those participating in this event a fruitful and productive event. Now, I was just whispering to the justice there and to the chairperson, Muepa, and I was saying, you know, you are very fortunate as the electoral commissions, because you are never given a directive on the morning of the election, on the day of the election, not to continue with the elections. Honestly, because as I was walking in here, so I just thought I should check my phone, because I saw that there are messages which have been coming in. And I see that I'm being instructed to remove an item which is on the agenda for this afternoon in the chamber, because I should not reprimand people. And so I was saying to them, well, You are in a good job. No one ever stops an election, no one, because we all want to go into government. But in our case, every single day you have to deal with such matters. But I was also wishing, it's a wish. I don't know how it could be done, and I was thinking how I wish I wasn't addressing this body, because this body is well organized, Mosotho. Well organized. I wish one had the opportunity to address the judiciary, because sometimes I get a sense that they don't have an appreciation of the challenges, the magnitude of the challenges, which are as a result of some of the decisions they take. But nonetheless, thank you very much. I'm on my way to my office to see if I can remove the item on the agenda. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, are you calling the speaker to order? Order. Okay. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for that reminder in what it is that we need to be grateful for. We certainly don't think that we would wish for your job. But we normally commiserate with ourselves and say that our job has to be one of the worst ever. You have to have nerves and spare nerves and spare nerves, a whole set of them. Chairpersons, I asked to augment your earlier list of recognition. In allowing me to do so, you gave me permission to trip over my own feet. At this point in time, may I please augment the augmented list? May I please recognize the International Foundation for Electoral Systems, IFES, where are you sitting? I did indicate to IFES that a kiss before the meeting might have remedied the omission. May I also recognize the SADC Secretariat? May I also recognize the SADC Electoral Advisory Council, whose chairperson is sitting here, Justice Dikeme Dlamini. Thank you. May I recognize the German Cooperation, GIZ. Thank you. I think if I were to augment the augmented list, you'd want me to be an item that is removed from the agenda myself. Okay. On that note, thank you very much. May I please invite the chairperson of ECF, the executive committee of ECF-SADC, Dr. Elsie Nikembua, to offer us the closing remarks, please.
Director of our program, Dr. Masuku, I observe the protocol as established by the previous speakers. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to deliver this vote of thanks on behalf of the Electoral Commission's Forum of SADC countries. Please allow me to pay my deepest respect to the Speaker of the Parliament of the Republic of South Africa, Her Excellency Nosiviwe Mapisa Ngakula, and to thank her for making time to honor our event by joining us and officially opening this important 25th Annual General Conference marking the 25th anniversary of the Electoral Commissions Forum of SADC. Thank you. Madam Speaker, irrespective of what is happening in the background, you are here and we appreciate your presence. It is further my distinct honor and privilege to extend my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to all distinguished delegates and guests attending this important occasion, co-hosted by the Electoral Commissions Forum of SADC countries and IEC South Africa. Let us give ourselves a round of applause for making it this far. We thank the chairperson of the Electoral Commission of South Africa, our host commission, Mr. Musutu Miepa, for his warm and gracious welcoming remarks. On behalf of the Electoral Commissions Forum of SADC countries, I wish to express our deepest gratitude to the government of the Republic of South Africa for having graciously agreed to host this unique annual general conference marking the 25 years of existence of the forum. What we appreciate most is that the forum was established in the same city in Cape Town in 1998. We appreciate your tireless efforts as we are aware that the Commission conducted voter registration in the month of November 2023. This in addition to the fact that IEC South Africa is busy preparing for the 2024 elections. Chairperson, we greatly appreciate the generous hospitality and protocol extended to us since our arrival. Indeed, the extent of work and support in relation to the preparations for this massive event by the IEC South Africa commissioners and staff is commendable. A round of applause, please. We thank all the electoral commissions, both in the SADC region and outside the region, for having made it to this beautiful city of Cape Town. We are very proud to have been able to effectively host a total number of at least 20 electoral commissions in this room. Let me add that we have a standing practice of working closely with other commissions outside the SADC region, namely electoral commissions of Rwanda. I don't know if there are representatives from Rwanda, Kenya, Nigeria, and Ghana. And we thank them for extending their support to us in the SADC region. We are really encouraged and motivated to continue the spirit of peer exchanges and networks amongst us. I also would like to acknowledge the presence of the EMB networks and organizations who joined us, such as ECOWAS, ECONEC, AAEA, EAC, COMESA, ICGLR, and AWEB. Thank you for accepting our invitation. As you are aware, one of the 25th anniversary celebration events will be a symposium tomorrow, the 29th of November, 2023. This is a platform for exchanging information towards promoting good electoral practices, drawing lessons from the developments in the electoral space over the past 25 years and looking forward. The symposium will serve as the basis to explore options for the future role of the ECF-SADC in sustainable electoral integrity in the SADC region. In this regard, we acknowledge the contribution of the distinguished speakers on the theme, Striving for Credible, Inclusive, and Transparent Elections in the SADC region, Innovation and Renewed Approaches for the Future. We appreciate the presenters and their organizations for releasing them to come and share with us new approaches to running elections. We look forward to hearing from the keynote speaker and other electoral experts from various esteemed organizations, partners of the ECF-SADC, and guests of the host commission. We are gratified by the gesture of UNDP Regional Office in Addis Ababa. I don't know if there is a representative. Thank you. Which has committed to financially support the symposium components, inclusive of the support to regional participants and some speakers. This has been of great assistance to both the host commission and the forum to cushion some of the expenditure. We appreciate the introduction of the Africa Election Fund, and we look forward to benefiting from it as a collective. In this regard, allow me to express gratitude to the UNDP resident representative. Is he present in the room? UNDP resident representative, and in the same token acknowledge the contribution of the German embassy to the Africa Election Fund. In the same spirit, we also wish to acknowledge the commitment of the Africa Union Commission, partnership with the UNDP, to support the continental capacity building initiatives for EMBs. We acknowledge the presence of all international and regional organizations who have graced this occasion and are eager to exchange best electoral practices with us. We also recognize vendors who shall showcase their electoral products and new electoral innovations at this venue for the 3 days starting today. It is indeed commendable that the exhibition day on the 30th of November will give an opportunity to all of us, EMBs and international organizations, as well as vendors, to be able to interact here in Cape Town, to learn from each other and to support one another in the spirit of strengthening democracy on the continent. As you are aware, one of the key milestones as we turn 25 years is a concluded project on the review of the principles on election management, monitoring and observation in the SADC region, famously known as PEMO, which started in February 2019 and concluded in 2023. The revised PEMO will be launched this week on the 30th of November 2023. Allow me to recognize the former and current leadership of the Electoral Institute of Sustainable Democracy in Africa, EISA, for the partnership, cooperation, and commitment to work with ECF-SADC in delivering the revised PEMO, which is still regarded as one of the best principles used as benchmarks for observation, monitoring, and assessment of elections in the SADC region. Thank you, EISA. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot conclude my remarks without appreciating the interpreters, the drivers, and the staff at various hotels where we are lodging. All of them are worthy of our collective commendation for their efforts to make our stay comfortable. We have ahead of us a number of activities, as indicated earlier, to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the ECF-SADC as the only EMB network in the SADC region. Let us enjoy together and make this a memorable anniversary. In conclusion, let us continue to support each other in building sustainable, credible, and accountable institutions in the SADC region and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Elsie. I did give you the permission to delete me as an item if I augment the augmented list, and so you are free to do what it is that you need to do. I have 2 more augmentations. I know, right? I know, right? Some people don't learn. I've been asked to recognize the people that who work behind the SADC Secretariat, so all officials of the SADC Secretariat, of SADC Electoral Advisory Council, to also acknowledge the multi-party democracy, IMD, and to recognize, I think it is fitting to do so, the ECF-SADC Secretariat is currently generously hosted by the government of Botswana. Yes. And as if that is not enough, they have freed somebody to be with us today as the representative of the Botswana government. And may I ask Dr. Kayelo Molefe to please rise? Thank you. Thank you. And to convey on your behalf, Dr. Nyikembu, the gratitude of ECF-SADC, the gratitude of all member electoral commissions, and to ask the government of Botswana to pass that gratitude to the people of Botswana, whose rands and cents, whose pula and cents make it possible for the ECF-SADC Secretariat to be. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts, of our collective hearts. Thank you. Honorable chairs, honorable speaker, at this point in time, this marks the end of the opening ceremony. We're going to bring that session to a close, and I wish to make the following announcements. We're going to take a group picture, and I ask the following groups of people to please collect in the foyer all chairpersons of election management bodies, both current chairs and past chairs, all commissioners present, all chief electoral officers. In South Africa, we call them chief electoral officers, but what I mean, there's only one. Okay. There's only one Kulube. There is the heads of the administrations of election management bodies that are present. We are only going to have that grouping for a group picture. Can you please meet outside? Let me go through the designated groups, please. All chairpersons of electoral management bodies, current chairs and past chairs, if they're present here, all commissioners, all head of administrations across SADC, which means CEOs. We call them CEOs, we call them all manner of things, but if they're head of the administration, please join the group picture. We will then, for the rest of us, please enjoy a cup of tea, a bit of a comfort break. I ask those that are so designated to please convene at 11 o'clock, not later than 11:05, so that the annual general conference can begin in this room. On that note, I thank you for being gracious hosts and for allowing all manner of augmentations and for sitting through what I believe is a cold room. I didn't feel it. That must tell you something about my position. And on that note, that concludes the opening ceremony. Thank you very much.